stretch therapist, and I want to show you a very simple way to open up your hips and help you with lower back pain. So today we're going to stretch very easily and simply your abductors in your hips specifically. So what abduction means is the movement of bringing your leg outward. So abduction would be if you're standing up, moving your leg out, or on the ground, moving your leg out like that. So we're going to adapt and move from pigeon, and I'm going to show you a few different progressions of it that you can do in order to get more flexible over time. Okay? We also have our assistant here, Kizzy. This is our new stretching cat, and if she's okay with it, we're going to borrow the mat from her for a few minutes. So let's see. Hello. Thank you. Okay. So pigeon is very, very simple. You're basically going to lie down on your leg. And what I mean by that is you're going to bring it up and across your body just like that. Straighten out your back leg. And then keep your hips squared up forward. So you don't want your hips to round off to the side like that. In the beginning, some of you may have an issue doing this, just getting into this position. So just practice bringing your leg across. Hold it there for a few seconds. And then come out of it and take a rest. For the rest of you, I want you to progress onto the next step, which is coming down on your forearms. So you have the position, your hips are squared up, you might be feeling a stretch in your abductors, which are right here and right here. And I want you to come down on your forearms, just like that. Now you want to exhale into the progression. Take a deep breath, exhale, go deeper and deeper and deeper. When you get to the deepest point, just hold it for a few seconds and then come out of it and relax. Okay, we'll switch to the other side. Perfect, just like that. Now my left abductor is tighter than my right, so I might need to spend a little more time easing into this one. And consider the first move your warm-up, and then as you go into the second, third, and so forth repetitions to go a little bit deeper. So that's nice for a warm-up right there. And now I can feel it's opened up a little more. So the reason you want to do repetitions more than longer holds, especially in the beginning, is you want to promote blood flow into your muscles. You don't want it to be have a lack of oxygen in your muscle. It'll contract it and make it more difficult to stretch. Perfect. Coming out of it again. Good. And we'll go back to the other side. So as you get better and better at pigeon, you can come down. You can get all the way down to the floor and get your forearms flat. Okay? And once that gets really easy, you can bring your leg up and across more. Now be careful. You don't want your right leg to be on an angle more than 90 degrees or so. Okay? So about right there, you can find the different positions of the arc of your leg. So this one's about paired up with my right breast as I come down. And you can see that's pretty tight on me. If I bring it over and across more, it's going to be a little bit different stretch. I can get a little bit deeper in there. It's still a really good stretch. Okay, switch to the other side. Let's get that right angle up nice and high. And man, I can't even get down into that. So what I will do is do very gently, leaning into it, progressing into the forearms, down to the ground. And then bring it across to the other side. And man, that is a really good stretch. So I encourage you, anyone with back pain or stress in the hips, or even just general hip pain, to do this every day. Now, we'll move on to the next video, or next portion of this video, and I'll show you an easier stretch to do that you can do everywhere and anywhere. This one saved for more at home when you have a little more time to go in depth. Okay? Okay, so here we are with our second abductor stretch. This one's going to be easier for those of you who have back issues, maybe can't get on the floor to do the other stretch, and generally it's more convenient because you don't need to get on the floor anywhere. You can do this sitting in your chair at work, you can do it anywhere you can sit down, basically. So go ahead and just take a seated position. You want to make sure, number one, that your hips stay flat on whatever you're sitting on. I'm using my coffee table because it's the perfect height for me, and it's sturdy. And so you keep your hips flat and cross your leg over. So we want your outside of your foot resting right on top of the meat of your opposite knee. In this case, my right foot is on top of my left knee. And back to the first point, make sure that your hips are not rolling at all. You want to have both sit bones, both your butt bones, right down on the table or the chair. Okay? And once in this position, the stretch is really simple. So we're just going to lean down into it like so. Okay? Now it's very easy as you lean down to roll off to one side. Kind of keep your core tight, keep your back a little bit tight as you come down. And if you do get any back pain on this, just back up, maybe sit a little more erect, and you can actually hold on with your hands and pull yourself down a little more gently, or even hold on to the chair or the table and lean in a little more gently as well. Okay? So that's the first position of this stretch. Remember, we go down nice and easy into it, exhaling. Get as deep as we can, and then hold it for just a few seconds, and then come on out of it. Remember, we want to pump some blood into there. You know, as you get more advanced with it, you don't need to take your leg down every time. But in the beginning, I would recommend that to really relax the muscle and then ease into it again, nice and deep. Right? Okay. So many of you are going to notice as you switch legs here, like mine, my left is tighter, so my knee is actually higher. So as you progress with this, you want to do more stretching on one side than the other. And I would break that up into different sets. So if I did one set of 7 repetitions on my right leg, I might do 2 sets of 7 on my left leg and continue that stretching program until my legs are virtually even. And then you can go from there, adjust as necessary. Over time, you might even notice that one hip actually gets tighter than the other, and it reverses. In some cases, my right hip used to be tighter than my left, and it's just the way that it goes. So just do your best to even out and do your best in progressing that way. Okay. So nice and easy. And in this case, this is tighter, so I'm going to push down on this side, getting a little more strength as I come down, a little more pressure. Good. And again. And good. Okay. Now the second position, the second part of the progression here, is going to be on the outside of the ankle. So the first one is a foot on top of the opposite knee. This time we're going to bring it just above the ankle bone on the opposite knee. And this is going to target a different muscle up in there, okay? So nice and easy, ease into it. Hip bones are straight, flat. If you want to hold on to something, it's good too. You can bring your arms right in front if you like. Beautiful. We'll switch sides. You can even use your elbow here for a little more weight as you come down into it. Good. And on to the third progression. So take your time with these. You don't need to jump ahead too fast, but just go at your own pace and find what works for you. Okay. Third position is going to be halfway up your shin. So right about there. And you don't want to bring your other leg too far over. You don't want to compensate. You want to keep the left leg pretty much in front of it, your hip, and then bring your other shin right on the midline there. And then again, I'm going to use a little extra pressure with the seat for my coffee table. And yeah, that's a really good one. It's really deep. Perfect. And switch sides. Good. You can see what a difference there, right? My knee comes way up on there, so I'm going to take my time getting into that one. And if you find that you may need it, grab on the bottom of your foot here, push down, and use leverage. Be careful of your knee. And rotate it as you come down into it. So make sure both your hips stay flat on the surface that you're stretching on. Good. Okay. Okay, thanks for watching. Those are our progressions on our hip abductors. And again, that helps with lower back pain, hip pain, any kind of muscle pain you have going on there, and possibly even sciatica. We'll cover more in future videos, but for now, I hope that it helps. And if you'd like to get in touch for any personal sessions, you can get in touch with us by email at stretchingmiami@gmail.com or direct by our phone at 786-548-0360. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps. Have a great day. Take care.